Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm running a little bit late today. Kim, Ann, Trump, Sam, Adiz 8, Adez 4, Adez 8. Salty, Sweet Dixie, Jade, the Dawson. 1 second. I got to turn on the external monitor and put my glass on. Tina, Jade, Jason, welcome. Cynthia, Susan, Imagine Dragoons. Lisa, Elaine, Terry, Sky, and more. Bobby, K. McRae, Angel, El. There we go. Monitor's on. Now I can actually read the words. Cat. Welcome, everyone. KC, Hoosier, the Dawson, Tina Dawson, Marilyn, Samantha, Carol, Vegas chick. Welcome. Glad you could stop by today. Feel the magic mirror of the Roper room? I don't get that. Must be a reference to something, but I'm not getting it. It's me. I'm wearing my Cubs shirt too. Dad TV, Deb, Sam. How's everyone doing today? Swamp Ophelia from the UK. Welcome. It's me. Are you wearing something Cubs oriented right now? I can't show you everything that I'm wearing that's Cubs oriented, but I mean, I've got the Cubs shirt on. This is Woods. A good pitcher when he started. KC. Feeling better? KC, love? Hello, everyone. Go Cubs. Marilyn Gray. Bella Michelle, the Jersey girl. Welcome. Glad you can make it today. Oh, yeah. I actually looked at the breakdown for where viewership is. There is about 10% of my total subscriber base is in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, and around like down towards the Falkland Islands as well. But they're people. You know, we got Berlin, Chris Nicholas, Nicholas 77, Chris Nicholas 77, from everywhere. Much prefer your content to the Armchair Detective. Well, thank you for enjoying my content. Bella Michelle, Jersey girl, USA. We got North Carolina, New York, Mary Ellen Enslone, England here, Jade, Houston. So I'll give you guys a little update I got this morning on good old our favorite family annihilator, Christopher Watts. Today is the 10th, so this was 2 days ago. He was separated from his pod after he got into a shouting match and A couple of other people within his housing um, found out that he had they saw part of it on the news that he had been sitting down and talking with the FBI and the police, which basically makes him a rat. They weren't sure what he was talking to them about. So I was on the 8th, and I was also able to confirm that he is all alone now. He does not have a cellmate anymore, and they have moved him back to a single cell occupancy. So he no longer has anyone to read him a bedtime story or tuck him in at night. So, because the person who was his cellmate is a child killer himself, but he has been shipped out to Connecticut. Los Angeles, California. Star Miller, welcome. Life is a journey. Let it go. I'm having a good Sunday. And for those who, I don't know if if they're international or if they have restaurants anywhere else, but the reason why I'm a little bit late getting back was I took the family out to Five Guys Burgers. It's 1 o'clock here, so like 1:20 now, but didn't feel like making lunch, so I was like, let's just go out and get a burger. We don't have much of a choice, when it comes to like burgers around here. You have your fast food places, but I wanted someplace I could sit down. Donna Fuller from New Zealand, welcome. The Bronx. Jimmy 76. 8:20 p.m. there, Tracy. Oh, you might. So if it's 1 here, isn't it? It's like almost 9 o'clock in the UK, right? 9:20 a.m. Monday morning, where you are, Linda Hallcrow. Hallcrow? Is that how you pronounce it? Hallcrow? Oh, Staten Island, New York. Bella Maya. 4:20 p.m. I've been to New York once. It was briefly 8:20 p.m. in Ireland. 7:30 in Australia. It's 2022 in the UK. Sweet Dixie lived in Myrtle Beach for 32 years. You don't look that old in your profile picture, Sweet Dixie. Is that one of your children? Dad TV, it's 5:20 on Mars. Cool. Jim's pal. East Coast, I wish they'd abolish daylight savings time. Yeah. Really, Sweet Dixie. Well, if that profile picture of yours is anything recent, the years have been definitely good to you. Casey Love, welcome. 411 with the smooth chat. Hi, mate. From Law Vegas of Blackpool. Carol Ann, thank you for the super chat. You are the best 411 from the UK. Thank you very much, Carol. Appreciate that. Yeah, daylight savings time is Um, I, I read something about it. It had to do with the um, uh, railroad or something like that, so they could keep time, versus traveling. But or no, maybe that was time zones that I'm thinking of. Reason why we have time zones in America, it was set by the railroads. Doreen, welcome. Glad you can make it today. So, excuse me. One second here. I've got to find my pen. That's what happens when you have children. I had a pen here, but now it's gone. It looks like the little one has walked away with my pen. One second. World War I to save resources. It could have been Vegas chick. I I don't understand why we still have it. 411. What's the newest 411? Authentic Audra. Um, I don't know, on what? I mean, I let everybody know about Christopher Watts already. He was separated on the 8th. He was separated from the rest of his pod after he got into a shouting match with another inmate over him meeting with the FBI and police, which I guess the other inmate believed he was a rat. Says his cellmate that he had has been moved out of Dodge Correction Center, DCI, and has been moved to Connecticut. And he has been moved from cell number 11 to a single cell occupancy. It seems to be what everybody wanted to know the most about. Lisa. He's a rat. He is a rat. That's just the nicest word anybody's ever said about him. Maureen. He's a lizard. True crime loser calls him a lizard face. Lizard face. Let's see. What do you think about all the crazy conspiracy theories about Watts? Casey Love said, I think some of them are absolutely ridiculous. But then again, some of them, the ones that are better thought out are based in some form of actual evidence, or it's evidence that's been twisted. But I know I don't believe in conspiracy theories in general, but he's a heartless lizard. Shannon's friend says, watch acting weird first day of Michelle Rowe. Yeah. I mean, even the neighbors, on to the Frederick Police Department, and he was talking. He's like, he's not like this. This is so out of character for him. That's on one of the videos that the officer who was responded for the missing persons report. Good afternoon. Happy daylight savings time. Hate it. The Tina Gillespie. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it myself. that little girly voice. Yeah, Lisa. And apparently, he got into it pretty good enough that they separated the two, him and the other person. I don't. They didn't. It doesn't. It didn't say what they did, where they put them. It just said that they were separated in from the pod, so they were moved out of the pod. Don't know what that entails. I'm still looking into it. Will, do you think Christopher Watts got even madder when he found out the interview was made public? I bet he got pretty mad. I would say he probably did, but they I'd have to pull it up here. The one detective actually went back the following day along with the FBI agent. They wanted clarification on one issue. So they went all three of them went the 18th, and two of them went back on the 19th. I don't know if they told him. I don't know if there's any audio on the 19th. They only went back to ask him about one question. Do you think he was involved, Lisa Harrison? Do I think he was involved in murdering his family? I think he definitely did it. Did he say like he was shouting? Wolf, that's funny. He does say that a lot, doesn't he? Macy Fox, farmers don't care about the clocks. When's the sun shine? Oh, you're absolutely correct there. I grew up on a farm in Wisconsin. Well, somewhat. Lived there off and on. For one, do you think there is more of the interview to be released yet? No, Carol, I don't think they're going to release any more. That there are parts of the interview from the 18th that were edited out. Why? I don't know. Well, but they had their reasons for editing them out, especially towards the end of the interview. There was a good chunk of the interview that was removed. Don't know why. Again. But see, today is the 10th here in America. On the 11th is I guess, the next Dr. Phil episode tomorrow. So the internet will be buzzing with that. It's the golfer's holes. Macy Fox. I'm a huge golfer. Just went and paid my membership dues yesterday. My wallet cried. I'm a member at a local golf course. That's how much I golf. They will be on Dr. Phil show tomorrow. The rechecks. The family, yes. Oh, I think he will. Vera. Yeah, he's definitely going to talk to him again. He ain't got nobody else that wants to listen to him. And people paying attention to him and he gets away from breaking the ongoing every single day is the same thing for him. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to talk to him. I was in contact with no less than. See, today is the 10th, so since the 5th, I've been contacted by no less than maybe 24 women who wanted to get his prison inmate number so they can start writing him. They're like, well, we can't find it online. You have it. How did you get it? And I'm like, it's a Freedom of Information Act, people. It's out there. You just have to know where to look. But yeah, 24 women that wanted me to, what's the address for Dodge Correction Center, and you need his inmate number to actually write to him. No alterations, no battle since the 3rd grade. So he's taking it out on the little girls and sleeping female. Grr. Stacy M. Hey, Pooh Bear. Welcome. Sue Ben. Those women are sick. They are, but I've been reading a lot about the psychology behind it and why some women do this, why they fall in love with inmates they know they can never be with. Where's Critter? I don't know. Haven't seen her in the last couple of live streams. Hope she's okay. Shannon Forbes, NK has not had a baby. It's just a rumor. It is absolutely just a rumor. Yeah, I looked into that, and I didn't think it was because she was spotted on, I think it was TMZ or one of those gossip rag shows. She was in Vail, Colorado, skiing, but they weren't even there to take pictures of her or to, the paparazzi wasn't. One of the people in her group is the son of some .com like millionaire who is currently, I guess he's kind of like a B-list celebrity. But they were there to take pictures of him and and interview him if they could, and it just happened to be she was there with them. Michelle Rowe, yeah, the part that they took out very well could have been that he's trying to protect Nicole, but that would be speculation on my part. I don't know why they edited it out, but they did. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Bella Michelle, Jersey Girl. Do I think the FBI is going after Nicole? I tell you the truth, no, no, I don't. I don't. I mean, the FBI, the Frederick Police Department, and the Colorado State Police, they all looked into everything, and her involvement in this, and they all decided that already that there wasn't anything that she had done that they're aware of, that actually was of criminal value, that where she broke the law. We buried Shannon. Okay, Michelle. Sharon Forbes. Lori, do you know personally NK didn't have a baby? Sharon Forbes, if she was pregnant and she had a baby, she certainly didn't take the baby skiing with her in Vail, Colorado for 13 days. So, I mean, I don't know that even for a fact. I mean, she could have had a baby and she could have had somebody, taking care of the baby for 13 days, or she gave the baby up. I mean, all those things are possible. I just know she, the entire time she was there, she wasn't spotted with the baby. Do you hear anything about DA in Colorado acknowledging kids alive because of ACD video on the shadows? Casey Love, the DA in the Watts case is pretty much, he won't answer any questions at all. He considers this thing entirely closed and doesn't want to deal with it. He won't even talk to reporters. He has been asked to be part of the Dr. Phil show, and he's also been, Nancy Grace has been trying to get him to come on to her show, but he's refused. He considers his case closed, and he has too much other work to do. Yeah, Kim. Kim says she thinks it's ridiculous that there are no cameras at the oil fields, tanks, but these would have. Whoa, that went by. Would have been he would have just dumped them somewhere else. Yeah, but I mean, there's not even electricity in these tanks. They're in rural areas. They're not always near towns. And the only electricity that's out there is created by generator and gas motors. I mean, some of them, are hooked up to solar lights, but Where does NK live now? I don't know. Don't have a clue where NK lives now. Strange Senior let him sit on top of her. I don't get that one. Lisa, I'm sorry. Didn't seem like Chris Watts knew this tape was going to be released to the public. Did he know eventually? I don't think that they told him that it was going to be released, but he certainly knows now. It's me. She lives in Whoretown. Yeah, she is that. That is true. It's me. Melinda Crane, welcome. MC Flex, thanks for you're welcome. Chris was sat on Shan. Why strange? Don't you think? Don't you think? Yeah, he had to restrain her somehow. Just want to say thanks for being here again today. Thanks for keeping us updated. For choosing to be such an authentic and kind person. Allie, you're welcome. This is naturally who I am, people. You know, as you know, if you watched yesterday's live stream with me and my wife, this is who we are. I mean, I don't know if we're authentic. We're just who we are. We don't do anything out of the ordinary. We work. We live our lives. And we try to do best, that we can in this world. And I think that probably comes through on the channel. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. Crystal, my wife is currently in the other part of the house playing with my 2-year-old. That is where she is, April. Robert Jump, I'm doing good, sir. Thank you. Stacy M, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, my wife is badass, isn't she? I definitely married up. Hello from Oregon, K-Bell. Welcome. I'm headed to Oregon tomorrow to Eugene. Dawn Marie, in September, Christopher Watts fully confessed to murdering his entire family. He confessed these details to his lawyer. Unfortunately, the public never heard the details of the confession. So he says, Dawn. It is true. He says he told his defense team everything that he did, but we will never know if he really did. It's because it's held in privacy. Ruthie K, welcome. Thank you, Shirley. I'm pretty fond of her myself. Paula, there is a me and I'm part of a group of online, sleuths, but we have a separate group that's not with that main with that website, but we have gone through the entire, all the audio tapes from this and his confession to the Frederick Police Department. And there are still discrepancies in between it all where none of it makes sense. And we're almost certain that he's lying about the actual how he killed all of them, how he killed the girls and how he killed Shanann. We don't believe that even now is telling the whole truth. But there's also a possibility that he said that he was on automatic mode. He may have, blanked out, at parts of it in his mind. His mind, not that he wanted to, but his mind was shut off for him to cope with it. Hey, Zelda. I think that we should all get a lot of money to offer NK to take a pass in a polygraph test by a seasoned polygrapher. It'd be nice. I don't put a lot of weight into the polygraph system, especially after reading the book about from the guy that invented the polygraph machine. It was never meant to be what it is today, where people put so much weight into it. I mean, in the 1970s, they were able to prove that plants had the same response as a human being who was lying. A plant. And by the time he died, he absolutely hated the polygraph machine and what it became. It was meant as a tool in certain circumstances. It wasn't meant to be the end all be all, like this is the definite truth. Oh, Zelda, thank you for the super chat, sweetheart. Thank you. And yeah, I definitely believe that the last words of Bella, what he said, is a lie. Melinda Crane, if you were says if I were NK, I'd be hiding too. Yeah, if I was her, I would be as well. I mean, I would change my name, and she still hasn't done it legally. She could be using an alias. Susan Elder, my son's name is Will. Well, William. My dad's name was William. My name is William. And my son's name is William. I don't know, Zelda. If Williams faced charges for revealing details about the polygraph program, I don't know. Judy Socket. Yeah, I have to go back up. Went by pretty quick. I'm sure the smug SOB is lying. I agree with you. Stacy M. Paul, is so true. We got to take him with a grain of salt. There is absolutely not. If there was something in it for him on this to tell the truth, like, hey, you tell us the whole truth and we can put in a transfer for you so you can be closer to your parents so you can see them. If they had something like that to offer him, I would probably believe it, more of what he had to say, because he would be more likely to tell the truth. But there's no guarantee and there's no transfer has been put in for him to actually go to North Carolina. And North Carolina actually turned him down for being transferred from Colorado directly there. That was one of the prisons that they asked to be for him to be moved to, so he could be closer to his parents. But they said no. Yeah, Kathy. He is a liar mixed with truth. Donna Bailey, thank you for the super chat. But he'd need a polygraph, Sammy. Yeah, he failed the polygraph that he took there at the police. But I mean, if there was some way for them to actually, some maybe a polygraph test, like you tell us the truth, the whole truth, and we'll verify it. And then if there's something like that in place, and then they're able to verify that he was telling the truth, then afterwards they move him to a prison closer to his parents, so they could actually visit him. But they didn't offer that. It wasn't on the table at all. And so, I mean, but I think it's in his best interest not to tell the whole truth right up front, because he wants them to come back. He wants to keep talking to them. He wants visitors. And to him, in his mind, he's probably just playing a game. He is a man child. You are right, Rupel. That's true. He did ask about that, didn't he? About how Shannon's parents viewed him. Nikki Bosch. Lovely agree with. That's what I said. Maryland, Colorado. Wisconsin, the residents of Wisconsin foot the bill at first, and because of the interstate impact, inmate impact, every state except for Alaska and Hawaii is part of it, and so. But they have the Alaska and Hawaii have different ones with the United States. Thank you for the super chat, Stacy M. And so this is how it works. So let's say you have an inmate in Wisconsin who needs a certain level of security and classification, but you are not able to offer it within your state. So they go onto an internet database, and it brings up all the prisons in the United States, and it says how many openings they have. We have 9 supermax, or 9 maximum security. They already have an evaluation for them, and so they get on the phone. They call these people up. They're like, "Hey, would you be willing to take this inmate?" If they can't take them within their state, and so the state that they're in, they foot the bill first, and then the state where they actually committed the crime from then reimburses them. To answer your question, and I missed a bunch of things. It's just what happens when I start talking. Donna Saunders. I know someone who had some very serious charges against him, and he was innocent. And the lie detector test they would take was from the FBI at his cost, and he passed. Thank you. Breeze. Ruth fans, I listened to the whole interview with Christopher Watts, and it put chills through my soul. It made me physically ill listening to it. There's a very good possibility of that, Sweet Dixie, that he will kill himself now that he's gotten his version of the story out there. And if anyone knows who Jim was in Kay's alibi, Stacy M. No, Nicole's friend Jim was not her alibi. Her alibi, and she doesn't really need one, but she was at home, and I've stated this several times. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the CBI, and the Frederick Police Department know she was home because she had internet usage in and around the time frame that they figured that the murder So, and no, it wasn't her cell phone. Her cell phone pinged at home, but she was on the internet that night. So they know that she was at home. And I'm sure that they asked neighbors and other people who live by, "Did you see her leave?" And but she didn't. And then she was next pinged in the morning, leaving, going to work, doing what she normally did. Jim could use the internet, yes. Jim could, but Jim wasn't in town. Nutella Ferrero, thank you for the super chat. Hi from Vienna. Thank you for your time and channel. Great work. Thank you. Tella Ferrero. Yeah, I don't know if he necessarily needs the balls to kill himself. Takes a very weak person to do it. Yeah, it very well may have Zelda. Zelda said he will not kill himself. The only reason why he told about Bella begging for her life is only to get the other two murder him, so he won't go to hell. He's going to hell either way. Nikki Bosch, do you have an email? I have important info about this, to get you, if possible. I haven't shared this with anyone. Nikki, yes, I have an email address. Go to the About Me page of the YouTube channel and go to the main page, and then there's a tab there. It says About Me. There's like videos and then community, and then all the way over to the right is About Me. You click on that, and you can email me that way. Well, Mr. 411, what do you think about the book he was given? Cornwell book on forensic murder stories. Hi from the UK. I wasn't aware of that he had received that, and super. Oh, sorry. I'm reading another one here that was right below yours. I wasn't aware of that he was given that book, but so I can't really comment on it. Chris Watts had mommy issues. Yeah. Yes, it's me. He really has mommy issues. He's had mommy issues his entire life. And Breezer, thank you for the super chat. I tried to point that out, and the video I did talking about his dating history, people he dated, and was involved with, as he grew up, and how of them, they all looked like his mother. He was definitely. I mean, I'm obviously not a psychologist or a therapist, but you could see he was trying to, replace his mother in his entire life. And same way she, and the same attitude that she has that came out in her videos, where she, said all those nasty, awful things about her dead, grandchildren. Her dominant personality is that he picked women that were like that. Apparently, he says Nicole. It wasn't, but Robert Smicker from Ohio. Jaharo. Okay. Don't get that. Gamble Man. Chris Watts, modern day Norman Bates. I actually like Norman Bates. Hi, Cece. Glad you could make it. From the UK, love your channel. Thanks for the great work. Thank you. Binks Winks. Oh, yeah, he knows he's not going anywhere. He's not going to get out of prison. And he could have blamed her over and over again. Wouldn't matter. Okay, I checked all that. There is a Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, and email address. No email. Help. Okay, so halfway. So on that page where you found all that, there should be a blue button that you click on that says "Send Business Contact." I mean, if I could, I hold on a second. I'll pull up the page. Well, I'm still here. I'm just checking to make sure that that link is still there. It's actually, you have to click on it to actually. Hi, I'm still here, but you have to click on the. There should be a blue button there. Do. I know this is not very professional to leave in the middle. I'm not leaving. Yeah. So it says the next thing is it says underneath the address. So there's an address for contacting me. Underneath that is it says details, and then there should be a button there you click on. I know. I promise you, it's not there. Well, okay. I can't pull it up right now. I mean, I'd have to log out of YouTube and then go to my channel to look to see if it's there. But you can also go to Facebook, all right, and look up 411 Now on Facebook, and you can send me a message that way as well. For some reason, your voice keeps cutting in and out here and there. I'm sorry, Maya and Susie P. Yeah, Norman's mom, cool. And she had a really nice rocking chair too. I'm sorry that my voice is. I mean, Nikki, I will check later for sure. I might sound weird, but maybe he put the girls in the oil tank to try to hide evidence he had sexually abused them. There's a very possibility, Gamble. I'm not aware of any evidence that would prove that, but all right. I hope this works. See, but when I bring it too close, though, I get that echo. Yeah. See, you're saucy. Go to the about page and scroll down and put just a bit, and it'll say view email address. YouTube does that, so bots don't just pick your email address and start spamming you. I get enough spam the way it is, but I think he was going to set fire to the batteries. Dangerous Mind did a fascinating video on the oil tank battery fires. Yep. Thank you, Jamie. Perfect Storm. Hi, Will from West Sussex, England. When did Christopher Watts have a cellmate? He said he didn't have one in the interview. He had one from the time that he got, it would have been a month after he got at Dodge Correction Center, all the way up until the 3rd of this month. The interview was on the 18th. Hey, Bellamy Michelle, Jersey Girl, thank you for the super chat. MICHELLE. Leona Brown, hello for the UK. During his time in Watts County Jail, I think the jailers were using bullying tactics when it came to type of books they gave him to read. Weld. He was in Weld County, not Watts County, but I understand your point. He was definitely limited, and he got some strange reading material, didn't he? He was See Me at the Beach. Love that. But he wasn't in complete isolation for the entire time, but yeah, pretty much. Kelly J and Jeffrey Pratt. I'd do more, but I can't access the amount bar. Well, I mean, thank you very much anyways for the super chat. I appreciate it. You don't ever have to do it, but I do appreciate it. Jade Hudson, thank you for the super chat. I had mac and cheese and a roll, some milk. It was good. What the heck? Sounds like he's at summer camp, almost happy. Yeah, wasn't that bizarre? That was probably one of the most bizarre, takes out of the entire thing. Besides, him talking about how he murdered his entire family so matter-of-factly. But apparently he really liked that mac and cheese. Gore, Lonnie Gore. When did she start working at Anacardo? Well, first off, she never worked for Anacardo. Nicole Kissinger was a subcontract. She worked for a subcontractor, and she was a temporary employee who worked there in the office. And she was not paid by Anacardo, or however you want to pronounce it. She wasn't paid by the oil company. When did she start there? I don't know the actual hire date, but it wasn't, she wasn't there long enough in that position to have ever looked up, the Watts a year prior. I know that. Here in Oregon, prisoners are not allowed books containing violence or sex. I give books to friends who do prison ministry. It's true. Zelda. And for 15 years, I owned a bookstore. And I used to ship a lot of books to a lot of different penitentiaries. And that also includes, they're now also allowed graphic novels, like comic books that are graphic novels. Each prison is different. And I used to have a list of for each and every one of the different prisons in the United States, so I could call them up and see if the item was allowed for that prisoner. Some prisons don't allow hardcover books, or you have to cut the cover off them to send them. It all depends. Thank you, JJ. I like your even-keeled demeanor, and haven't we all made mistakes? God bless, and God bless you too. Stacy M. Tammy scared too. He's freaky. Okay, don't understand that. He seems so calm and happy to talk to the police and detectives in prison. He was enjoying himself. He was, and that's part. I guess that uh, they he probably thinks of them as kind of like friends, or people who are sympathetic to what he did. So, which would be kind of crazy now that he found out that this entire interview was released to the public. Um, why do I think Tammy sounded so flirty and giggly? She was at, she did it at the polygraph too. I think she did a great job, but her flirty giggle bothers me. Ruthie, yeah, but what she's trying to do is she's trying to stay on his good side, and it's a Robin down there, says Tammy is brilliant at her job. She is very well trained to what she was doing, and they do this on purpose. They flirt with the person who did it, and but not to excessive amount. They profile them at the same time and get them to talk. If you feel like there's a chance that you'll actually get somewhere in life, and get somewhere through the interrogation process, you can get more with honey than you can with vinegar, I guess. Well, what do you think that of what she said about killing Cece first and carrying her to the oil tank? One more poor Bella was still alive. Please tell me it isn't true. I don't know, Terry. I can't believe his accounting of the actual situation. Oh, I mean, the first account was they were both dead when when he saw Shannon kill him. Then he comes up with a completely different story and says that well, he did it and he suffocated them with Cece's blanket. I can't prove that, but I'm having I'm checking on it to see if it's even possible that he did that with Cece's blanket. And what happened to the blanket? Has anybody seen anything online? Like it didn't show up in the evidence. Uh, he said he put it in the dumpster. Yeah, I don't believe him. I don't believe that he threw it in the dumpster. Mommy of three girls. Bella was dead before she entered the tank, so she would have had oil in her lungs and not stomach. Yeah, I know he said he always carried an extra set of clothes in the truck, joking with the detective. Have you ever gotten crude oil on you? But here he had just thrown his daughters into it. Are telephone calls monitored where he is? Yes. Wondering if Christopher Watts has been fed news from the outside. Um, yeah, they're recorded. All incoming. Well, there is no incoming calls unless it's in the presence of the warden and it's an emergency. But the very rarely is that allowed. But all outgoing calls are recorded and they're restricted from being able to call certain numbers for security reasons. think he will stay at this prison? Joanne, I don't know. It's a very good question, and I wish I knew the answer to it. I know right now there's a possibility that he could be moved up the road to Waupun. He may stay there in Dodge. They could decide at some point, once all this dies down, that another prison will eventually take him because he's not, the hot, high profile inmate anymore. And they'll say, well, yeah, we'll take him. He could put in for a change of prison to be closer to his parents if they're, saying that it's too much of a, too much of a bothersome for them to come visit him. Paula Holt chat with the blue finger and Blue arrow will show it slows down. They're now we're going to hear about him even after all this high profile part of it gets done and over with. We're still going to hear about him because just as many people that are fanatic about him now will be a fanatic about him 5 years from now. And just as many people, he makes just as many people sick as the people who are constantly writing, and wanting to get a hold of him. NP, I think Ronnie and Cindy are rocking at home like the truth tellers. I like that. That's funny. I'm a truth teller because I'm a truth teller. How can he be at peace? I'm still upset. Nani Bonnie. True. Why did the DA say he carries all out like trash and now they were alive? No, I don't know. He will be lying story, and he wants to apologize to the skank. He definitely said that in the interview that he wants to be in contact with Nicole, that he loves her. I think his words were he believed it to be true or something like that. Is how he actually phrased it, but he says he hasn't been in contact with her unless she has been writing him underneath a false name. And I think the reason why he kind of chuckled after that was because he's probably he's leading these ladies on. He's lying to them, the ones that are writing him. Stephen Avery deserves it. He's an innocent, I believe. I just watched a thing about Stephen Avery and the actual his new attorney. The Supreme Court kicked it back down to the district level on that case, and they're going to go over some new evidence and a new letter or something to that effect. There's a chance that he might actually get a new trial. Hey, Herbie. He reminds me of the Silence of the Lambs. There's a tape of the dark web that shows him carrying the girls out in the garbage bags, and Shannon wrapped in the sheet with her arm and shoulder sticking out. I don't know about that video, but there are things that are out there on the dark web, though, you have to be careful of. That's all I'll say. Nebulous Dreams, welcome. Why did you make it today? No, neither did I. Any statement that I made about that was from what he said in his interview. Oh, Sam. He gets quite a bit of money. He has so far. Sister Shay, you think Stephen Avery killed that girl? It's a very interesting case. I don't know if Stephen Avery actually did this. I think that there's a very good chance that he did, but there are some serious questions that have been been brought up on that, and they have pretty much ignored them. Zelda, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so it must be true. Yeah, it's on the internet, so it must be true. Yeah, Chris Nicholas 77. This is we will never really know the truth. The only people who really know what happened that day is Christopher Watts. I mean, he knows exactly what happened that day, why he did it. Will we ever know? Probably not. I don't think he's ever going to tell us the truth. Casey Love. Yeah, I read about the nephew's confession. The Stephen Avery case, though, it's a very interesting case. I don't know if I'd ever do a video on it. I mean, it would have to be a series, first off, because there's so much to it. But at the same time, though, from a legal scholar point, which interests me, not that I'm a legal scholar, but that just interests me. It's a very unique case, and how they came up with the evidence and how they tied all this together. Some of it was just a shot in the dark that the police took. And I think in a lot of ways they were, after he got out of prison the first time, I think they went after him. They went after him hard. He had to have done it. Yeah, be aware of the dark, Ned. Sandy Mullen, welcome. You guys love that? You hear that? That's what it sounds like when my 2-year-old is throwing a temper tantrum. Okay. He throws a tantrum. That screeching, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. He lays down wherever he is, in the mall, in the store, in the parking lot, wherever. He throws himself on the ground and then just lays still, and then he starts screaming with this screeching voice. Oh, how hard it is to be two. Mommy of three girls. Most of these are speculations, are in the discovery. Just read it. You know that the discovery is not exactly called evidence either. Most of what is in the discovery is circumstantial, hearsay, and unsubstantiated. Besides the actual medical reports and reports that are actually in the discovery that the DA released in the 1960 pages, not all of it's evidence. But that's what. But I know that a lot of people believe that it's it's 100% factual, and I understand that because it came from an actual verifiable source. It came from the DA's office. It's like I made the statement that there was no shovel in the back of Christopher Watts's truck. And then over here on this side, I had a heated argument with a bunch of people who said that there was a shovel and that the shovel was there, and they described the shovel, because they saw the chest video of the officer who had shown up, and all it showed was the piece of handle. It never actually looked into the truck, to the bed, so you could see the whole shovel. You just saw a little piece of handle, probably about 10 inches of it sticking out. So, but they said that that was the shovel for sure. The officer said that there was a shovel, but the detective noted in his notes there was no shovel. In the inventory report of the truck, there was no shovel. There's no pictures of the actual items. They took everything out of the entire truck, inside and out, from the bed of the truck and everything in. And there was no shovel listed or photographed. But in the actual discovery, page number 76 in that 1960 pages, if you go to page 76, the very bottom part of that is a part where he had the beat officer. I think he's an actual sergeant, but he noted later on that he was told by someone who he couldn't remember that maybe there isn't the shovel in the truck. So I'm like, I make the statement that there is no shovel in the truck. It's not in the inventory. These are facts, that the shovel's not there. And then here it is that everybody kept on screaming, it's in the discovery, it's in the discovery, it's in the discovery. So I go to the discovery, I read the entire 1960 pages again to verify and support my claim that there was no shovel in the truck. And here I find not one reference to it, but I find 3 references to it. And on page 76, it says that there is no shovel, that it's gone, and that they searched the house. They searched the yard, the garage, everywhere at the Watts home, and they couldn't find a shovel. So again, when it comes to what's in the discovery, is it the truth? Was it really a shovel? I mean, there's a picture of a piece of handle of something that's sticking out of the truck. What happened to that? Was it a shovel, or was it the pry bar that they use for breaking the seal on the thief hatch on the top of the tanks? Because the heat makes the rubber seal stick to it, and they need a pry bar to pop that up. Was that a pry bar, or was it a shovel? So it's interesting. So I guess we're both right in that. There had to be a shovel because everybody's convinced that there was. There's no shovel in the inventory, so there couldn't have been. I just know that the detectives and the evidence says it's not there. What did he use to dig the hole? There's a square shovel that is kept at the actual tank. So here's the 2 tanks, and there's a smaller uncovered open air tank that they have wire mesh over the top of, and they keep a shovel there for scraping up spilled oil inside the containment area. And even the detectives, his original theory was that was the shovel that he used to dig the grave. The only person who ever saw a spade shovel in the truck was this one officer. Nobody else ever saw it. So, Mindy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. I believe it was 4 bolts. They're just nuts that undo, and then it moves out of the way as long as the seals are not stuck together. That normally happens in the summer months when they need those pry bars to get it open. I don't know, Abellis, why your post disappeared. I don't know. That Monday, Tuesday, it was gone, but they did take the cadaver dogs in his truck. How did he have time to do all that? Oh, that's a very interesting question, Joanne. That's one of the things that don't match up in his story. Vegas chick, thank you for the super chat. There's other things that don't match up that I'm currently working on. I want to factually support my theory before I talk about them. It doesn't match up evidence wise. Did they have the dogs in his truck? I don't believe they did. I know that cadaver dogs came into the home along with a canine that is used for tracking people. But I don't know if they brought them into the truck. If they did, they just brought them in to smell around in the truck. But they already knew before that the dogs ever got there, and that thing was adding up. And when things don't add up and your entire family goes missing, we dug a hole, he said. Sue Reeves, he dug the hole. Yeah, he definitely dug a hole. He said that he spent, I think it was like 35, 45 minutes was his actual statement of how long he actually spent digging Shanahan's grave. Yeah, right. Uh, Joanne, that it doesn't add up. That's why I think that his statements they're lies. Re, the addiction, they will deny it. I don't know if he planned it, but he definitely, if he did plan it, he should have spent a little bit more time working on the details because then again, I guess that's the course for most criminals, isn't it? To get away with it, it's the details. You got to cover all the details, but he didn't. Oh, Rupel, he has nothing to lose. True. He has nothing to gain either. I don't know. Shannon, I've read some interesting variations. So the cadaver dogs, when they went inside the house, if he killed Shannon in the house, why did the cadaver dogs alert to that? The officer said that the cadaver dogs never actually gave off a positive indication in the home. So I don't know. I really, it's something to explore in this case, but I don't know. Same thing with the truck. I don't know. Delayed plane flight through a wrench. And, yeah, sorry. Rupel, why are you so angry? Kids, the inconsistencies. Well, once once me and my group of friends who are looking into the video of from Dr. Phil, and we examine what the attorneys sitting around nodding, yep, yep. After we finish going through what they have to say, and we go through the interview that he had with the detectives and the FBI. We'll I'll probably make a video at that point. There's more to this case than just that. He said he doesn't remember going to the basement that morning. I don't think I worked out. Yeah, he said he was in an automatic mode. I think it's difficult to believe that Christopher Watts was on top of Shanann for 15, 20 minutes that night, talking to her. Your thoughts, please. Yeah, I don't believe it. I'm just going to go from my own personal experience in life. I've had disagreements with my wife. 15 minutes, no. I would be lucky if I spent 15 minutes anywhere in that close proximity if it was a heated argument, and like he said that him and Shanann had. 15 seconds, my wife would probably start killing me. But that's just my life, though. I just don't. I don't believe it at all that he did it for 15 to 20 minutes. No. Page 814 of Discovery says there were 2 shovels in the back of the truck. It's nice. I don't. I'm looking for actual proof that the shovels are there. Please understand that, Elaine. I have the actual printout of the inventory of the contents of the truck from the inside and from the bed of the truck. What was turned back over to the oil company and the receipt from the actual agent from the oil company signed to retrieve that property back. There's not a shovel anywhere on it, nor is there a 1 shovel or 2 shovels in the actual photographs of the contents of the back of the truck. That's what I have to base my actual opinion on. Yeah, I know the Discovery says on page 814 and on page 76, it says that there is no shovel, that the officer was told by somebody else that the shovel was gone. I have to. I don't live on speculation. I report on what is factual. The evidence says there is no shovel in the truck. That I have to go by that. Just because there's something else over here that says that there may have been a shovel or there were 2 shovels, hey, why don't we just fill the entire truck full of shovels? Because I know what was in the inventory and it wasn't on the inventory sheet. It wasn't photographed. Would there ever be a reason for them to take something that important out of the evidence and not list it? They had to prove that he, in a court case, that he buried her. So they needed a shovel in this case. So they wouldn't have excluded the shovel. They would have put a shovel into the inventory if they were framing it. I'm just saying, but it's not there. Shove the shovel. They never asked him if he vomited next to the tanks. They missed asking about that. They also didn't ask him if he took a crap out there either. was kind of hoping that they would address that one. Didn't really care about the vomit. I wanted to know why he decided to, to take a crap out in the middle of the desert. Shovelgate. That's funny. Thank you, Elaine. Does a shovel in the truck matter? No. See me at the beach? He said he used car shovel. That's always at the site. Yeah. Will 401. Look, he's unhinged. He needs an analysis officially why the police and authorities being so slow on this. I don't know, Rupel. Yeah, he could have, but they canvassed the entire area around the tanks for any evidence. That's how they originally found the bed sheet, because the wind had blown the bed sheet, away from where Shanann, body was dumped and buried. Nutgate, didn't he? Curious Kate, does your wife call you Bill? I thought I heard her call you Bill. That's one of the names that she calls me when she's not mad at me. Yes, Cece, he is. He is a pathological liar. I don't know. Does he actually need to lie? I don't know if he needs to lie, like a pathological liar would, but he definitely, my opinion, I would say he's a pathological liar, because everything is definitely, he lies a lot, and I don't know if he can tell the truth. Sounds gross, but it would be an effort to do. My 2-year-old grandson in a back seat, much less two girls older. Yeah, it's true, Stacy. Want to answer that. Basic data. He was motivated this time to comply for a better permanent placement in prison. He has high hopes, cause he has been forgiven. He wasn't promised anything, basic data. They promised him nothing at all. No special treatment, no, relocation, nothing. Will, do you think the autopsy photos will ever be released? They are not going to be released anytime soon. The Ruschek family, part of the 200 or so items that are in the evidence that they have asked to be sealed, they're fighting it, and they don't want there's certain evidence in the entire thing that they don't want ever to see ever be released. So we're at an hour and 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to need to get going here soon. I have a potluck to get to today. Oh, Starfire, and I'm getting ready to leave too. I'm sorry. Well, you can always watch the video again. It'll be here on YouTube, and it'll be over on my Patreon for all my Patreon supporters. Snow remover, story matches theories on YouTube, shadow, brain control, etc. Okay. Cajun Kevin. Christopher Ross is proud of his killings. He wouldn't lie about that. There is a very good point there, Cajun Kevin. he does take a certain good amount of satisfaction on what he did. He says he's remorseful, but I don't believe he really is. The Moon Willow. No, the girl with the channel is not a psychologist. She is a student and often gives incorrect information as well as diagnosis, which she not qualified to do. Okay. Well, again, I do have to get going. I do thank everyone for stopping by today for this live chat. And I will see you all hopefully tomorrow for Crime and Punishment in the AM, which will be uploaded, and it premieres tomorrow at 10:30. But I'll have it up and ready, early this time, so we don't end up with the same issues as last time. So you all take care out there. And thank you again. No, Chris, Nicholas, they didn't ask about the doll picture either. That's 3 questions they should have asked. If you guys think of any more, put them in the comment section. Maybe we can demand that they go back. Just Chris is a truth teller. Bye.